Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Let's get started. The sweltering temperatures aren't going away anytime soon. We've got meteorologist Michelle Boss joining us in the Weather Center tonight with more on what has also been not just a hot forecast, but also a bit of a hazy one as well.
Yeah, the good news is it's not going to get hotter, but it is going to be very hot over the weekend. We do have a light at the end of the tunnel, or I should say cooler weather at the end of the tunnel, but still going to have to get through a couple of pretty warm days. So taking a look at temperatures outside right now, certainly very warm, well above average, 82 degrees right now in Spokane, 10 degrees cooler in Deer Park, Sandpoint right around 70 degrees, but still, again, a very warm evening in the 80s from Omak down into Moses Lake. Lewiston is still sitting at 90 degrees on this late evening. Of course, clear skies, what we've been seeing each day. Will clear and somewhat hazy skies from time to time. Plenty of sunshine on the way, hazy sunshine for the weekend. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. Short-term forecast gives us clear skies tonight. It will be another mild start to the day with lows only dropping down into the mid-60s. Full sunshine for tomorrow, but not quite as hot today. 90 for the expected high and even just a degree cooler on Sunday. Could see a little bit of a breeze each afternoon.
Michelle, thanks so much. In the meantime, we're continuing to track wildfires tonight, including one that is now 25 acres burning in Benewah County. That fire is burning about 5 miles west of Fernwood. It's now 50% contained. No evacuations are in place at this time. Right now, Idaho Department of Lands firefighters are working to suppress the Tyson Creek fire. Air support's also helping to fight this fire. Now remember, do not fly drones near the scene. If you do, firefighters will be forced to land. And heading out west, a state fire mobilization has been issued for a large wildfire burning near Bickleton in Klickitat County. According to WSP, the fire's burned over 6,000 acres so far and continues to grow. Level 1 and 3 evacuations now in effect at the moment as firefighters from around the state pour in to add support. Meanwhile, parts of North Idaho, including Coeur d'Alene, now sit in high fire danger. Get a load of this map right here. The Idaho Department of Lands says the South Valley and South Mountain areas are now at high fire danger. Right now, all yard debris, piles, and barrel burning are banned, according to the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department. Recreational fires are still allowed, but people should be extremely careful. Never leave a fire unattended and always have water nearby to extinguish any sparks just in case. In the meantime, more than 2,000 firefighters working for U.S. federal agencies now in Canada tonight to help battle the country's worst fire season on record. The U.S. crews have been working in rotations since May, including hot shots and smoke jumpers. Those are specialized teams who parachute from aircraft to reach difficult spots. A firefighter from Redding, California recently returned from 14 days on the front lines.
It's good for us to go up there. The ground's a little different and you fight fire a little differently, but we all learn fast and it's good to be able to help out your neighbors.
The National Interagency Fire Center says right now more than 560 U.S. firefighters are helping the Canadians. The historic fires burned through at least 27 million acres. That's a combined area roughly the size of the state of Tennessee. Hundreds of fires still being labeled out of control and sending smoke and unhealthy air to large swaths of the eastern U.S. Because of the sweltering heat, 6 Spokane City public libraries turn into cooling centers starting today. That includes the Central, Liberty Park, Hilliard, South Hill, Indian Trail, and Shadle Park libraries. There's also space to cool off in the Trent Resource Center. Spokane Transit's offering free rides to help get to and from the cooling centers. A former Spokesman review editor sits in jail tonight, accused of paying underage girls to send nude photos and videos of themselves. As KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk reports tonight, investigators say they caught Stephen Smith in the process of committing another crime when they searched his South Hill home.
With a search warrant in hand, detectives knocked on Stephen Smith's South Hill home Thursday. They asked if he knew why they were there. According to court documents, Smith replied, "Yes, it's probably from what I've been downloading." Investigators with the Washington State Patrol and Department of Homeland Security say the 73-year-old used an anonymous Instagram account to chat with underage girls willing to send nude photos of themselves in exchange for money, according to court docs. Detectives say the victims, who live out of state, shared approximately 30 nude videos of themselves between April 2022 and January. In exchange, court docs show Smith sent dozens of payments by Cash App. Authorities believe the girls were between 10 and 14 years old.
All right, so are you Stephen Allen Smith?
Yes, Your Honor.
Friday afternoon, Smith appeared in court charged with 10 counts of possessing child pornography. Detectives say more charges are possible. As they searched his home, court docs show Smith was in the process of downloading more child porn. Smith retired as a journalism professor at the University of Idaho in 2020. More notably, he was the executive editor at the Spokesman Review in 2005, when the paper dropped a bombshell reporting former Spokane Mayor Jim West, an anti-gay conservative, enticed young men into sexual relationships and offered some of them jobs at City Hall.
I think what you've just seen today is a rather appalling example of his refusal to take responsibility for his actions.
The story made national news, and Smith appeared on the CBS Early Show and PBS's Frontline.
What if he's using the internet to identify and have sex with underage boys? If he's engaged in this activity, if he's violating the law, if he's abusing children today, we need to know that. He talked to me about living this dual life and the hellishness of this dual life. It was really quite extraordinary.
That was Smith in 2006. This is him now. Court docs say after Smith was taken to jail Thursday, his wife returned home from work and told detectives she had no knowledge of the alleged illegal activity and didn't know the passcodes to her husband's devices. Smith's bond is set at $25,000. His arraignment's scheduled for August 1st. In Spokane, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Kyle, thank you so much. Through tonight, the families that filed a lawsuit against Idaho's ban on gender-affirming medical care for minors also filed a motion asking the court to pause the ban. The preliminary injunction would prevent the ban from going into effect while the lawsuit works its way through the legal system. Governor Brad Little signed House Bill 71 into law back in April. It goes into effect in January. 2 Idaho families with transgender children receiving medical care brought the case. The children would not be allowed that care if the law takes effect. Now tonight, Beat, for a quick look at the day's top stories. 3 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. That's part of the sentencing 5 members of the white nationalist group Patriot Front received for conspiracy to riot. Now, you may remember the men were discovered in the back of a U-Haul truck on their way to Coeur d'Alene City Park, dressed in tactical gear and carrying riot shields to disrupt a Pride in the Park event. They were convicted yesterday and sentenced today. The men will be released Sunday. They'll also get 1 year of unsupervised probation and can't go near Coeur d'Alene City Park during that year. We're learning more about a deadly crash near Meade yesterday that killed a teen. Kenny Brandenburg was just 19 and a recent graduate from Davenport High School. His family tells KREM 2 News they're now raising money for his funeral when he'd barely experienced life. Washington State Patrol reports Brandenburg biking on State Route 206 and Market Street when a dump truck turned onto the highway. His bike hit the truck's passenger side. The truck continued before coming back to the scene. No charges have been filed.
I left my heart.
And Tony Bennett, known for hits like I Left My Heart in San Francisco, passed away in his hometown in New York this morning. That's according to his publicist. Bennett had a decades-long career that included more than 70 hit albums. No specific cause of death's been released, but Bennett had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's back in 2016. He was 96 years old. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, text the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000. We'll send them right to your phone. In the meantime, the family of one of the Moscow murder victims got a special surprise this week. Ethan Chapin's one of the 4 University of Idaho students killed back in November of last year. His mom says the whole family loves country music, especially Ethan, who liked singer Morgan Wallen. The country superstar got wind of this and invited the family to a San Diego show. Ethan's mom shared these pictures, saying it's an incredibly bittersweet full circle moment.